Share with you something that has really changed my life in a very positive way. Most of you who know me know that I don't typically hold myself out as someone who is very woo woo. And what I mean by that is I don't spend a whole lot of time talking about spirituality and mysticism and things like that. So imagine my surprise when my mentor not only introduced me to, but demanded that I start meditation. And the meditation started with 5 minutes a day for a week. And then it went up to, and it's first thing in the morning, by the way, like literally almost as soon as you wake up in the morning, you go straight into meditation. And then after that first week, it was 5 minutes. Then the second week was 10 minutes. The third week was 15 minutes, or yeah, probably. At any rate, I'm approaching an hour a day. And it's really interesting because for many years, I have kind of suffered from as soon as I wake up in the morning, like the world just starts hitting me, and I get really kind of I start thinking that my mind starts going a million miles an hour, and I have trouble sort of prioritizing all that chaos and noise and sort of figuring out what to do next. And so it just leads to a lot of stress and anxiety. I mean, you can imagine. And I'm sure some of you suffer from this as well. But what the meditation does, and it's to me it's a little bit counterintuitive, but what the meditation does is it slows down the world for you so that you can have time to think. I don't know if that's the technically correct way to describe it, but that's how I am using it. And meditation is so interesting for me because sometimes you can use it as a device to solve a problem or a challenge that you're having. You can just really focus on that problem or challenge and just sort of let your subconscious provide the answer. Or sometimes what I do is I don't really have anything that I want to meditate about or think about that day. I just want to think about having more energy or being more creative or something like that. And I shared that with a client earlier this week, and because she was really very anxious in a situation that was perhaps it wasn't warranted, and she was really interested. But her question was, okay, but how do you do it? And I had that same question, a couple months ago when I started this. I was like, I don't really get it. Are you supposed to cross your legs and put your arms out and kind of go look to the sky or close your eyes and say Om? Well, you can do that. I mean, I think that's okay. That's not what I do. I started out with an app called Ananda, Ananda, I think. It's for the iPhone. I'm sure there are similar apps for Androids. Also, if you're a member of audible.com, the the audiobooks club, there's a number of free meditations some are guided where there's somebody talking, and some are just sounds. Ananda is just sounds, but there's different settings based upon what you're trying to achieve. And it's really interesting because when you first start meditating at 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day, it's it's really not enough because you don't really get into like this zone. It wasn't until I got to a half an hour or more when I realized that you really need that time to get into that zone, and you fall into almost like this trance. It's similar to sleep, but you're definitely not asleep because you're lucid. In fact, this morning I was meditating and I was sort of propped up in bed. I was definitely not laying down. And I stopped breathing for a minute and I kind of snorted. And after I did that, in my mind, I was saying, "Hey, Darren, you just stopped breathing. What's up with that? Like, why'd you do that?" So I wasn't dreaming that. I mean, it actually happened because my wife touched my leg and sort of brought me out of the meditation, and she basically said, "You're sleeping." I said, "No, I'm actually not sleeping," and I was aware that I just stopped breathing for a second, but I wasn't asleep. But at any rate, my challenge would be give meditation a try, and if it's work yourself up to it. 5 minutes a week, and 10 minutes, or 5 minutes a day for a week, 10 minutes a day for a week, until you can get up until that whatever that time frame is that you feel like is benefiting you, because it's really benefited me. It's reduced my stress. It's reduced my anxiety. It's reduced my blood pressure. It's made me a calmer person. It's helped me with having basically episodes with anger and losing my temper and things like that. And it's just amazing. And I challenge you to give it a shot.